Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and on the table before us we have not an Arrakis. This is an eschaton. Elijah Isham blasted onto the knife designing scene sometime back with this guy, and it was a knife that everyone thought was crazy. Some loved it, some hated it, and we made it. A design that was well done, pretty adventurous, you could say, and we executed it really, really well, and it made for a great collector's piece and a great think piece and a decent everyday carry knife. There are some things that we're not going to talk about in this video that would make this not the best everyday carry knife. And it's not from a use standpoint, it's from a standpoint of longevity of use. But there you go. It come out really nice. And it was designed, though, to be just exactly what we talked about. Not exactly your everyday use knife. This was designed alongside it to be your everyday use knife. And this is the Arrakis. And the Arrakis is the everyday use eschaton, in my opinion. And just look. Get a good look at them. We went from nearly a 4-inch blade down to 3.45. We retained some of the holes in the blade. Not a fan of that, but you know, it does make for some neat intersections where the blade meets here. Little triangle here where it comes up against the handle. Blade and handle meeting there is what I meant. And it does give it a nice look. Got big swedges on it. I mean, you retain all the things from the eschaton, but you gain a lot in everyday carry with the Arrakis. And it's a beautiful knife that you can still carry every day, and it's going to be good to you. So let's look at the design of the thing. It's still a 2-piece half integral design. However, instead of being a liner lock this time, and some of you may argue with me on the liner lock on the eschaton, but that's what it was. This is a frame lock. The integral section of the frame down here, the gold piece on this one, comes up through the knife, and that it is the lock. This silver goes over the top of it. Kind of a similar assembly method to the eschaton. However, the lock is part of the frame this time instead of being a separate piece. We don't have anything crazy here with the pivot this time. Standard wee pivot, standard wee screws. We know that's all good. And just there's not a lot to say about it. Just get a good look at all the perforation in the thing and how well they're put together. It's very nicely done. I have not had a chance to carry this one because it needs to get out to the pass around group so other people can see it, and you guys can get more opinions on it. But very well done, nicely centered. You know, we'll do a little size comparison. We'll get the eschaton back out here because, well, it's a similar knife, and we'll throw some things in the middle. There's a Buck 110. Got a Rat Model 1. There you go. What else we got we can stick in there? Oh, we'll do this one for fun. And then, because it's also a little offbeat, here's a malware. There you go. So mechanically, this guy is all we just like. All the rest of the Wii knives, ceramic ball bearing, ceramic detent, etc., etc. The M390 blade at 3.45 inches. It weighs in at 3.7 ounces. And pretty freaking nice. Let's get a behind the edge measurement real quick. Oh. So we're right around 20 thousandths. Very good there. And guys, I really don't know what to say. Ergonomically, I mean, Elijah knows his stuff, tries it, puts it in his hand before he sends it out. So ergonomically, Elijah's stuff is always either really good or just great. Same thing here. In that forward grip, plenty enough for the big old pod people, and that's the way you're supposed to hold it. It's not really supposed to be held back here unless you're trying to perforate something. And, excuse me, it works really good ergonomically. I like it. I like what Elijah does with these. Just pretty freaking cool. And action-wise, this is probably the best flipping action I've seen in one of Elijah's knives. Just flips extremely well. Now, let's go quickly. Did we cover all the numbers? M390s, 4mm blade stock, that's 160 thousandths. Overall length 8 inches. Handle length 4.5 inches, slightly over that. Slightly over a 1/2 inch thick. Overall, it is a half integral design. And everything 6AL4V, and it weighs about 3.7 ounces or 107 grams. And now, what would Zell do different? Well, Zell wouldn't design this knife. So Zell would do a whole bunch of things different except the ergonomics. If I were to go back and design something similar to this, it might have some perforations in it, but not as many. The blade, and maybe back here. The blade probably would only have one perforation in it, and the grind would be taller. But that's not what Elijah does. And it's not what the purpose of this knife is. So the what would Zell do here is not as good as it might be on some other knives. So we're just going to get one last good look at it closed and open, and we're going to close this thing out and move along. Whoa, about dropped it. Now we'll open her up and run. Oh, there you go. Well, there you go, guys. That is the Arrakis. For bonus points, tell me what Arrakis is alluding to down in the comments. And you never know, I might have stuff to give away. I'll need more than just what Arrakis is, though, because you can Google that way too easy. Anyhow, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.